Hello, Bob here. Today I want to talk to you guys and show you how to change the air filter on a BMW X3, X4 G series. Some discussions happened in some of the forums about do these have a carbon filter? Stay tuned, we're about to do it, you'll see. So here's some of the tools you'll need. Just a regular ratchet. The most important piece is an E14 reverse Torx, a Torx T20, and a small flat blade and a slightly larger flat blade. And you'll see why you need these tools as we go. So this is all you need, common tools. Hey, so you want to make sure that you protect your fender and the area you're going to be working in first. Because if you don't do this, then guess what? It takes one slip of a screwdriver and you'll be looking at the scratch on the side of your fender for the rest of the time you own the car. So why not spend the 30 seconds to cover up the area you're going to be working at? So BMWs have this little gray fastener bit there sometimes. What you have to do is take a screwdriver, go in there, and unsnap it. Once you've unsnapped it, you should now be able to push down on it lightly and pull the plug out. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And this is, oh, by the way, coincidentally, the mass airflow sensor. So you want to disconnect the mass airflow sensor. Next, you'll want to go ahead and disconnect this fella. Now, you don't have to completely disconnect this cross brace. You can go ahead and loosen this, and this is going to be done with the E14. I've already done the pre-work. So we're going to go ahead and take this out and then loosen this one, and then you can just kind of lift it and lay it out of the way. Next, you'll see this right here is a resonator box to alter the sound of the intake, make it quieter, I suppose. But in any case, there's a T20 Torx. You want to remove this. I've done the pre-work here also, so let me go ahead and take it all the way out. So there's 3 rubber clips, so to speak. Well, they're not really clips, they're just little ball joints that are popped in. So to take it out, I have to pull up and it should pop out, and I can maybe twist a little bit, and there's the air box. Now, outside of the car, I can go ahead and take the other Torx out and take a look at that air filter. So there's 6 T25. You also will need a T25. There's 6 of them, so let's go ahead and take them out. So the question that comes up in the forums is, do these have carbon filters? The moment of truth, drum roll. Dun, 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 dun. No, no carbon filter. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this filter out, put this aside, and we'll take a look. And this filter actually does not look that bad. I live in a pretty dusty area. It does have a little pre-filter, but it's just a mesh. Don't mistake this for a carbon filter. It is not. I don't have black hands. It's not a carbon filter. This is just a little mesh pre-filter. So this filter actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it would after the mileage I've put on the car. So I'm going to go ahead and put this filter back in. Normally this is the point you'd replace yours. We'll put it back in reverse order. All right. So before I put everything back together, I decided to take a look at my new filter that I had purchased, assuming that the old one was bad, and take a look at the results here. Old, new. and that concluded that I should probably go ahead and just replace it. Even though this old filter probably had another, I'd say 6,000 miles. I'm at 13,000 miles right now. I could have probably done 20,000 miles with this and just be fine with it. And BMW does do this in one of the services. I'm just doing this for your benefit so that you can see how to change the filter. But nonetheless, the company that makes this filter is a company called Hengst. So, I've never heard of these guys before. It's the only filter I was able to actually purchase. None of the major auto suppliers, AutoZone, Advance Auto, none of them had a filter. This is the only company I could find. And here's the interesting part about this filter. It's a Hengst filter, and when you look at the address, here's the address to this filter. 29 Hengst Drive, Camden, South Carolina. Let's see. Camden, South Carolina. X4 is made in Greenville, South Carolina. So my assumption was, wow, maybe these guys are the OEM manufacturers. And it does say that on here. It says this is the OEM filter. When you compare the two, there is a slight difference. If you look at the side, this little fuzzy material, which is, by the way, it's not carbon. The fuzzy material goes around on the OEM, and it does not on the Hengst filter. Other than that, these pretty much look identical. So as opposed to what I was saying earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and put this new one in. It was 14 bucks. What the heck? A little increased airflow isn't bad. And I imagine, this is just my thought, I imagine there's going to be some guys out there that say, hey, I'm going to take this pre-filter off and it's going to give me an extra 5 horsepower. Well, it probably won't. But nonetheless, I'm going to leave mine on there because I don't want that extra 5 horsepower. So inserting the new filter, you want to go ahead and make sure there's no areas pinching. Everything is in place. And now we just reassemble the 6 torques. So, we've got the box together. When you tighten these, just a side note, tighten them to the point where you'll notice you'll reach a stop. Don't continue from there, you'll just damage things. You don't have to tighten these very tight, just to the point that they stop and you're done. So I'm going to clean this up and we're going to put it back in. So for installation, we're simply going to reverse the process. Carefully slide our air box back in. Slide it into the intake pipe. Line everything up. Line it up with the grommets. And snap it into place. Next, you'll reassemble your MAF plug. When you do, don't forget to push the gray piece back in. This locks it in place. We'll put the screw back in. We'll tighten the clamp. And then we're just about done. So let's do it. Hey, thanks for watching.